He's magic, you know. Mauricio Pochettino. And the rumours have heated up about who could be the next Tottenham Hotspur manager. Could it be a dramatic return for Mauricio Pochettino? Will Ange Postecoglou stay? Or is there another mystery manager who could take the helm potentially in the summer? So today on the Sally Talk Spurs YouTube channel, I'm going to be discussing why Tottenham shouldn't sack Ange Postecoglou and hire Mauricio Pochettino. But if you're new to the Sally Talk Spurs YouTube channel, then drop us a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also leave your comment down below. Do you want Ange to stay, or do you want a new manager to come in soon? So Pochettino rumours do not seem to disappear, do they? He seems to every so often be linked with a dramatic return to the club, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'll be honest, I'll get out straight away. I just don't like the idea of a club bringing back a former manager, no matter the circumstances. You know, even we've had managers come back and save the day at different clubs, and I don't like the idea of it. We've currently got it happening at Everton with David Moyes, and he's had a very good start, you know, after such a large absence from that club. But Pochettino returning to Tottenham, I just don't see it. I just don't like the idea. I've got another manager who I think should replace Ange Postecoglou eventually, and I actually would rather Ange Postecoglou stay in his position than Pochettino return to the club. But let's start with why these rumours have circulated again, because Pochettino has actually been pictured back in the UK in recent weeks. He was at a Tottenham Legends event with the likes of Glenn Hoddle and Ozzy Ardiles, and I believe he was asked if he would return to the club, and Ozzy said he'd work on it. You know, chants have been happening again at games aimed at Mauricio Pochettino. But the main thing was he done a few interviews. I think one was with Sports Bible, and then there was another one where he was asked about his potential return one day to Tottenham.
No, the love is there. After nearly 6 years working in Tottenham, always that relationship is going to be there, and that is represent that we still feel good things in between the fans and us.
But just on the pitch then, what do you think is currently the problem at Tottenham at the moment? Because it's been a difficult season from the outside looking in, isn't it? They're way down the league, out of tournaments.
It's difficult to judge, from outside. I try to be, not to put myself in a position that is not my... I cannot talk. And of course, always is some periods that are up and downs and difficult, but I think for sure Tottenham have a great squad and have a good player, great fans. The club is amazing, and for sure they will change the feelings that they are living now.
You're obviously a legend at Tottenham, very well, fondly remembered. Do you still watch them?
I watch all the games.
Yeah.
What I can, and of course one of the teams that I always watch is Tottenham for sure.
Do you like Ange? Do you think he's been
great coach,
so
great club, great fans? I think it's impossible to not to say that. Only can say good things from everyone there.
They have obviously been struggling a little bit.
But that is football. That is life. Sometimes up, sometimes downs. That is what happened.
From your time there, do you have any advice that you would give to him?
No, I think we are colleagues, we are coaches. Always we need to be focusing ourselves, and I think this type of thing always is every single coach, in the world have the ideas and the capacity, to change things.
And I remember at the time when he was hired by Chelsea and when he was eventually sacked by Chelsea, I questioned whether he had tarnished his legacy. And I thought, fair enough to him. Like, the job came up, he went to Chelsea, all's fair in love and war. And I actually think Chelsea made the wrong decision in sacking Pochettino. I think Maresca is a lot worse than Pochettino. And they were becoming good towards the end of last season, Chelsea. Maresca is starting to, a slippery slope is happening at Chelsea currently under him. I think they could eventually, build on this, but it's Chelsea, so I simply don't care. But why don't I want Pochettino back? That is the big question. Well, the story goes, we all know how it ended.
This is now confirmed. Mauricio Pochettino has parted company tonight with Tottenham Hotspur.
It seemed impossible to consider Mauricio Pochettino could be sacked by Tottenham as he celebrated with fans following the club's historic Champions League semi-final victory over Ajax. But less than 6 months in, that's exactly what happened. So what went wrong? The Champions League final run masked poor domestic form in 2019. The club's last Premier League away win came back in January. Cracks began to appear between Pochettino and Spurs. As the club's new stadium ran over budget and was repeatedly delayed, Tottenham were forced to play their games at Wembley and in Milton Keynes.
Okay, maybe I can go after the press conference. I can go and help the builder to help them, but it's impossible to do more. I think we need to be patient and understand that the club is doing everything to try to finish the stadium.
This meant Pochettino was forced to work with a budget which was dwarfed by those of Spurs' top 4 rivals. After signing Lucas Moura in January 2018, Spurs signed nobody in the next 2 windows, much to Pochettino's frustration.
Maybe the club need to change my title description now, because my job now is to coach the team. I am not in charge. I don't know nothing about the situation of my player. I am only coaching them, trying to get the best from them, and this type of things that is going to happen or not happen, sell, buy players, extend the contract, not extend the contract, I think is not in my hands.
Tottenham's failure to strengthen the transfer market meant the average age of the club's squad shot up from under 25 years old to over 27. That rising age profile took its toll as the players found it increasingly difficult to replicate the high-pressing, high-octane football that had brought Spurs such success initially under Pochettino. He called for more unity in his squad earlier this season.
Now what we want is to win, and any result is going to be good for us. The most important is how we are going to finish. It's not that moment. Of course, that is not nice to see you on the middle of the table, but that is our reality that we need to accept. And accepting your reality, only you can improve. We know very well that we need time, be strong, be solid, and start to winning, because that is going to be the best thing for us.
Tottenham's inability to convince key players to sign new contracts has also been an issue. Christian Eriksen, Jan Vertonghen and Toby Alderweireld, all pillars of Spurs' recent successes, are all in the final years of their contracts. Pochettino felt the early closure of the transfer window had a negative impact on Tottenham's early season form.
We are in disadvantage with the European clubs because still they have 20 days more to operate, and I think it was a big mistake for the Premier League to allow that. In some time was good because you are going to start the season, but in this type of situation, we open the door for different clubs in Europe to try to create a confusion in your squad, and I think after 2 seasons to operate in this way, the Premier League realized that maybe if Europe not change, I think we need to go back and start to operate in the same way that they operate now.
But he does hold such a close place in Tottenham fans' hearts, as I mentioned. The clip I always remember is, when we eventually did sack him, was he appeared on Monday Night Football and just gave such an in-depth analysis of how he revolutionised Tottenham. And then he did an interview where he spoke about his love for us, and I've got to play these right now.
You come in and did something completely different that we hadn't seen. This graphic, speaks for itself. You go to the following season, your first full season in the Premier League, and you're number 1 in terms of distance per game. We see that. But the big thing for me is how far you're number 1. That's a big jump. from Cardiff in second. And also the big thing that stands out is who's in 20th position? Tottenham. And then that changed a lot when you went to Tottenham. We look now at the highest distance that's ever been covered per game by teams and by certain managers, and your Southampton team is right at the top. But again, your Tottenham team now completely changed from what we saw in that first season. You said how great the players were at Southampton. How difficult or different was it to actually implement that style again at Tottenham?
No, I think was maybe we spent a little bit more time than Southampton. I think Southampton was different to Tottenham, Tottenham different to Southampton, and of course when we arrived to Tottenham, it was the circumstances were completely different that you can maybe today to find in a club like Tottenham. No, Tottenham was a team with 33 players, was a team that's trying to create some identity or maybe to change the period that they were building until there, and that is why they found maybe a young coaching staff, a new manager, and to try to develop a different way to approach the games. But of course we see it because in the same way that I am talking very high about Nicola and the club of Southampton, for us Tottenham was an amazing journey, more than 5 years that we really enjoyed from the day one. And we, again, discovered people like, of course, in that case, Joe Luis, that is the owner, with Daniel Levy, and all this, the boardroom, the board, and all the people and the staff that was helping from the day one to us, to helping us to be successful. And then the players, but the players were amazing too. We find a group of with different habits, different habits, because the habits but the players are not responsible of the habit that they adopt. Sometimes, not sometimes, always is who lead the club, who lead today the companies, that football are companies, need to be strong in how you want to create the habits and to translate the principle to your team. The players are important because as the principal actor into the pitch, of course. And then you need to create the line from the top and to be strong in your principle, in the way that you are going to develop, in the way to leader, for the thing happen in the way that you want. And I think that was amazing to have this possibility to feel free to create something special in Tottenham. I think that was amazing. And then, of course, in all change, always is painful. It's really painful, But you need, when you arrive a new club, you need to make some changes. If you arrive from the beginning, easier. But if you arrive in the middle, the same. You need to start to build. And that is why it's so important to create a big platform. And that is in what we really believe. The coaching staff is to create a platform where the player can feel comfortable and can improve. It's so important. You are so excited to talk.
We're just teasing Spurs fans with this information, but we're going to have to come back to it, Mauricio, because otherwise we'll miss the game tonight.
Always in my deeper inside, maybe in 5 years, maybe in 10 years, but and now I'm going to conspirate with the universe and to through the idea that I before I will die, I want to manage again Tottenham and try, if it's possible, to win one title, because I want to feel what it means to win one title with Tottenham, because the fans are amazing. All the love that we received was amazing, and that is a good opportunity to send and to pay back all the love that they show us from the day one.
So even though he was the best Tottenham manager, in the modern era, why would I not want him back? I just don't think we can get that again. We've gone full circle as a football club. This is me saying it with my head and heart. I don't think head-wise it will happen because Daniel Levy, his decision to sack him is now very questionable. He was a manager who didn't get backed in the end. He had the world at his feet. He had the players at his disposal. He had such a good team, didn't he? Kane, Dele Alli, Eriksen, Son. But he wasn't backed. We never really backed Pochettino. And when we did, like, the Ndombele transfer, it just didn't make a lot of sense. We went a whole calendar year under Poch without signing anyone after a Champions League final, which was a disgrace.
How far off do you think you are?
We are close, but the last step always is the most difficult and the biggest step. We need to rebuild. It's going to be painful.
Yeah. Do you think you need to rebuild?
I think yes.
Yeah?
I think yes.
And I presume to attract the right sort of players that you want, you've got to be in the Champions League. That's a big draw. You've got the stadium. That will make a difference. That will make players want to come. Yeah. It's special, isn't it?
Yes. When you talk about Tottenham, everyone say in England or outside the England, say, oh, amazing, it's amazing the club, it's amazing the new stadium, it's amazing the facility. But you have an amazing house, but you need to put the furniture.
You've got some lovely furniture.
No, of course. But if you want to have a lovely house, maybe you need better furniture.
You need furniture in every room.
Exactly, exactly. And it depends on your budget, if you are going to spend some money or another money, Yeah. But we need to be respectful with teams like City that are paying a lot of money, or Liverpool that invest a lot of money. I said, we are brave, we are clever, we are creative. Now it's about to create another chapter and to have the clear idea how we are going to build that new project for Tottenham.
It's time to go furniture shopping. And can I just say one thing? Avoid too many antiques.
Okay.
Mauricio.
Thank you very much.
Great to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then we decided, even though that project, we got to, as I say, a Champions League final, Carabao Cup finals, FA Cup semi-finals. We were in 2 title races, you could say, against Leicester and Chelsea. We were always the bridesmaid. We never had enough to get over the line. But Levy decided to go down that route of trying to get winning managers for the here and now. Mourinho and Conte. And then he tried, Nuno, didn't work. And now he's gone to Ange to see if that project would work. And it's not really working either. So, based on that, I don't think Levy would go back to Pochettino. I could see us more re-signing players, like Kane, for example, but not bringing back a manager who he sacked. I don't think that's logical at all. Whereas, on a tactical sense, and also a logical sense, he's the USA manager. And they've got a World Cup next year. He will want to be there. He's probably being paid a lot more than he was at Tottenham to be the USA coach. He's doing quite an okay job over there as well. I don't think it makes sense. And would it be good from a tactical point of view? Possibly, but I don't think he was pulling up many trees at Chelsea. I know they finished... What did they finish? They finished just below Spurs in 6th. Last year, had a poor start, eventually, turned around his form, won a few of his last games as well. But I don't like the idea of it. But there is a manager who I would want to replace Ange Postecoglou. And it's been rumoured this week by Sami Mokbel that Andoni Iraola is at the top of our list if we are to sack Ange Postecoglou. And there's a lot of comparisons between Iraola and Pochettino, when we got him from Southampton. Obviously, both South Coast-based clubs, really good at improving players. I just think Iraola will build on this squad, this very good young squad that we have at our disposal. There's so many players who are on the cusp of success and greatness and becoming better players. All the youngsters we have and all the mature players would thrive. He had Dominic Solanke scoring tons of goals. Makes sense. And also, hopefully poach maybe a Semenyo or a Cliver from them and bring them to Tottenham. I think Iraola would be the perfect replacement. I don't like the idea really of Thomas Frank. I don't like the idea of Marco Silva either. I think Andoni Iraola is the perfect Tottenham manager to be hired. Tottenham, I think you need to go and do that in the summer. Go and get him, break the bank before a super club hire him, because he's going to be the next best manager. I'm sorry, but Ange Postecoglou, I think your time has run out, mate. I don't think... you're not turning it around. I'm very, very sorry about that. But let me know in the comments down below, who do you want as the next Tottenham manager? Iraola, keep Postecoglou, or bring back Pochettino? I'm very intrigued to see what you say. But if you have enjoyed it, leave your likes, leave your comments, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and until next time, which will be a reaction video to Manchester United. I can't believe, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm so worried. But yeah, until then, ciao.